Hello everyone, welcome to ServiceNow Gyan. In this video, I will share my experience about passing CIS Risk and Compliance Certification exam, and also I will share where you can find free mock papers for practice and how to access it. I have received several LinkedIn messages asking the same, so I thought let's make a video on this and help the ServiceNow community. Today I will be discussing these topics. What is the prerequisite for the CIS Risk and Compliance exam? What will be the exam structure? And we will see important exam topics, and we will also see where we can find free mock papers for practice. One thing to be noted here, I am making this video in San Diego release. So if you are watching this video in some other ServiceNow release, I will recommend you guys to go through the blueprint released by ServiceNow, because maybe there will be some changes in the exam pattern or topics. Now let's start with the first one. What is the prerequisite for CIS-RC exam? So ServiceNow requires the completion of the following training courses. The first one is CSA. The second one is IRM fundamentals. The third one is advanced risk assessment for implementers. The fourth one is IRM implementation. The fifth one is classic risk assessment fundamentals, that is standard risk. The sixth one is audit management implementation. I will suggest you when you are going through these courses, make notes of the important points that will definitely help you passing the CIS-RC exam. Now let's talk about exam structure. This certification exam will have 45 questions and time allotted will be 90 minutes. The question pattern will be based on two types. The first one is multiple choice, where you will have to select single answer which is most accurate, and the second is multiple select, where you will have to select more than one answer which will be mentioned in the question, like select 2, select 3. Now let's talk about the important topics that need to be focused before appearing for the exam. Here you can see that I have categorized topics in two sections, and this is because most of the questions will fall from the left side of table, and these topics are very much important. I will go one by one and discuss in detail. So the first one is entity scoping, entity type and entity class. You can expect 7 to 10 questions from this topic. There will be few conceptual questions as well. There will be question with some data, and you will have to identify whether it is entity or entity class. So be clear with the entity and entity class concept. Also go through definitions of each one and why entity scoping is important. Also go through the database name of these tables. Now the second one is life cycles. Most of the question in the exam will fall under this topic. You can expect 8 to 10 questions from this topic. You can go through classic risk management life cycle, advanced risk management life cycle, policy and compliance management life cycle, control life cycle, risk response life cycle. Go through all the risk response life cycles, whatever we have, like acceptance, avoid, mitigate, transfer. And the last one is engagement process. So let me give you a brief idea what kind of questions will be there from life cycle. Mostly it will be like what are different states by default in any life cycle, what will be the flow of that life cycle, which role is required to create and perform different kind of activities during the life cycle, in which state who can perform what kind of activities. So mostly questions will based on these parameters. The third one is tables and their database name. You can expect 4 to 5 questions or more based on table architecture and relationship. It will be like which table falls under which GRC application, question on child and parent table, question on table mapping, like what is the database name of entity to entity type table. And like for more information, what you can do, you can navigate to your instance and you can open the tables, and here you can put the filter on GRC applications and go through all the important tables of that GRC applications, and you can also see which table falls under which GRC application. So just remember them. Also go through like which table is extended from which table. Like here you can see that issue is extended from planned task. So in the same manner you can check all the important tables from here. Like here you can see that risk statement, so backend name is SN risk definition and it is extended from content. For risk framework it is extended from document. So just go through all the important tables and their backend name and from which table it has been extended. Now we have risk response task. You can expect 3 to 5 questions from risk response task as well. Please go through each risk response task: accept, mitigate, transfer, avoid. Now we have engagement, control, issue, indicators, and audit. You can expect 2 or more questions from each topic, like how issues can be generated, what is the flow of engagement, or in which state of engagement you can perform what kind of activities. So beside that you can go through the topic listed in the right side as well. There will be question on maturity level. You can go through ebook to get knowledge on GRC maturity level, like where most of the GRC customer fall, what type of customer you will have to deal while implementing GRC applications. Few questions will be straight based on definitions. There will be questions on the GRC table mappings, that how GRC tables are related to each other and what is the flow. You can go through GRC mapping diagram of ebook, that will help a lot. Go through some important GRC applications and modules. Here you will have to remember like how can you navigate to any specific module, like if you want to create entity type, how you will navigate, in which application you will find it. For example, for creating entity type you will have to navigate to policy and compliance application, then scoping, then entity type. Then we have roles. So just go through all important GRC roles. We have several risk compliance roles. You should knowing which role can perform what activities. For example, minimum role required to create risk or compliance or policy, or maybe role required to move risk from review to monitor state. You can expect good number of questions from roles and their capabilities. Few questions will be based on script includes as well. So just go through the ebook. You will find some important script include, and you can expect 1 or 2 questions directly stating which script include can perform what kind of activities. Now next one is risk scoring methodology. So go through different type of risk scoring methods, like qualitative, quantitative, what is the formula. So there will be 1 or 2 questions from that as well. Now we have a property. So just go through the property. For example, like when any customer is using classic risk management, and if they want to migrate to advanced risk, then which plugin needs to be activated. So there will be a questions from that as well. And GRC workbench. So go through the definition and why we basically use workbench. Audit management task, what are the different types of audit tasks available. So just go through them as well. Few questions will be on regulations. Just go through the full form of regulations and their uses. And the last one is adding content. So like what are the different approaches of adding content to GRC implementation project, and I think it has already been mentioned in the ebook, so just go through that as well. I believe that it will be enough to pass the CIS-RC exam. One thing I would like to insist, please go through the ebook line by line. Most of the questions will fall from it. Now let's discuss how and where we can get mock papers. So I have created few mock papers for CIS-RC certification exam. You can go through them. It will definitely help you to pass the exam. But before that, I will recommend to first study well and then try mock papers. To access mock papers, you will have to navigate to ServiceNowGyan.com website, and then you will have to navigate to ServiceNow certification menu bar. Please register yourself if you do not have already registered to ServiceNow Gyan, else you will not be able to access the mock papers. It will hardly take 2 minutes to register. You can go through the register menu bar at the topmost right of the website to access it. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please provide your valuable inputs or suggestions with respect to mock papers, and also if you feel any answer is wrong for any question, I will work on that and I will rectify it. Also, please subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed for more upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Good luck and happy learning.